Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends, and today I'm going to teach you new players how to play the game. So, we did a poll for what video would come next, and I have a couple videos ready to go, but this one is probably one of the most important videos I could make on my channel. And it's to teach you new players, new battle tactics, ships that you should go for that fit your play style, and also not using high tier ships when you're at the beginning of this game. And I'll explain each of those, and also how you guys can get better at this game, just from what I've learned over the years. I've been playing this game ever since it came out, and if you want proof, I have the Tashkent. I will prove it right now, but while I'm trying to find it, I want to teach you guys the tactics and moves that I use in this game, but also to see, I have Tashkent 39. It came with the loyalty as royalty, but I just want to teach you guys some new battle tactics, and also just giving you guys learning tips, because I feel like people are looking for that. And there's a lot good content out there that other creators have made to teach you how to be better at the game. So I just want to make one of those videos. But this is probably going to be the most important video on the channel. I'll also teach you overmatching as well. That'll be a good one to learn as well. So, new players, I'm going to assume you start at tier 3 or 4. New players, just start at 1 and 2 and you'll get a basic grip on the game. But tier 3 and 4 is when you're going to really start, have to understand battle tactics. So, just for the sake of it, I'm going to demonstrate a tier 3 gameplay. So, we are going to start with tier 3 gameplay as a destroyer, and I'll show you guys how to play this boat, and also the battle tactics and the strategies to go over it. So first we're going to go over battle tactics and strategy. That way you guys can get a good grip on the game, and also the ship class that you want to play as, because there's 4 different ship classes. There's the destroyer, the cruiser, the battleship, and the carrier. Carrier, I am not a carrier player because I don't like sitting in the back of the map shooting planes at people. I like being out there and being a destroyer, cruiser, battleship. But first we're going to start with the destroyer. Alright, we're in a tier 4 and 3 lobby. Now, for the sake of video and not making it an hour long, that way you guys aren't, watching this and it takes up, an hour of your day, we're going to cut some parts of this video, or this gameplay, sorry. We're going to cut some parts of this gameplay to the stuff that you need to know. But right out the gate, at the beginning of the game, you should understand yourself as a DD player. You need to be spotting, you need to be taking the caps, and you need to be a team player. Look, World of Warships, I know the damage is tempting, you want to get good damage, but it's to be a team player. You need to be a team player in order to win games, because the goal is to win, right? The goal is to win the game. So cap is contested. What do I do as a destroyer? Well, I'm going to find the DD. I'm in Clemson. I know how to play this boat because I play the American DD line. It fits my play style because I like playing as a gunboat, and I can be efficient as it. So when you're picking your boat class, you need to find which boat class, like destroyer, battleship, or a cruiser. You need to find which one fits your play style. So Minakaze is a Japanese destroyer. I know I outgun this guy. I outgun this guy any day of the week. Now Clemson is the same thing as me. But this guy's just pushing up middle, kind of a poor tactic, and also he's got armor piercing loaded, which isn't going to be very effective against me. But Japanese DD lines, they have really good torpedoes, so you want to be aware of that because they will blow you up. So what I'm doing right now, since there's 2 DDs in the cap, I'm being very careful how I approach this. Because when you're a destroyer, you are a very important role to winning this game. Trust me, I've learned this the hard way. Now Clemson, I really don't know what he's thinking, but he's going to eat all these torps. I'm spotted, which means that DD just came out of the smoke screen over here. Yeah, he just came out of the smoke screen over here. I actually don't know how I'm spotted right now. He's dead.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
But if a DD's in the smoke screen, oh gosh, we got to go. If the DD's in the smoke screen and you can't pick him up, just feel free to dump torps in the smoke. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with giving it a try. But he comes out of the smoke screen. He's already used all of his torpedoes. I'm pretty sure he has a reload booster, I think. But we already know what he's going to be doing. He's going to try and dump torps on me to kill me because he doesn't have the guns to kill me. So there's the torps. Down he goes. We dodge him. So if you win your cap as a DD, there's gonna be times where you lose and the whole entire cap's gonna fall apart. But it's important that you win these as the destroyer because you're doing spotting and also you're taking care of the DDs. And getting rid of the destroyers in this game increases your chance significantly to win this game. Like, we already have 2 of the destroyers gone. This game is like in our favor right now. We're also taking B cap. You need to be paying attention to the mini map on the top left of your screen. You pay attention to the mini map, you're already doing better as a player and growing. So you pay attention to the mini map, and if you know what's going on, you'll know what to do. So we take the cap, which is good. Our goal is to get points and also take other, like, all the other caps. Once you take the cap as the DD, or if you win your side or cap, you want to get spotting. You want to spot for your team. I know it's gonna be tempting to shoot the ship that you're at, like going after, try and dump torps. Yeah, you could dump torps on them any day of the week. Don't be shooting, don't open water gunboat a battleship or a cruiser. You open water gunboat that, you're gonna be dead. Like, you do not want to do that. So just a tip here, do not open water gunboat a battleship or a cruiser. You will die. So we have a Shenyang right here, and I feel very confident in my ability to kill him. So open water gunboat as a DD. Ouch, that really hurt. So if you take a lot of damage, smoke screen. That's when it comes in clutch, because when you use the smoke, you're able to get away from death from other destroyers or battleships or cruisers. The smoke is like, it's an invisibility, or it's like a get out of jail free card, because you're getting away from the threat that is shooting you, the cruiser or the battleship, whatever it is. Because again, it's a get out of jail free card. Now I'm gonna smoke up because the battleship's coming up on me. This is a good time to smoke up, because if I don't smoke up, I'm gonna get absolutely lit up, and and the destroyer's gonna spot me, yada yada. So since I am in the smoke screen, this is where it's like good to shoot battleships and cruisers. I'm surprised my torpedoes fell short there, but I don't have good range. So you could shoot in your smoke screen because you're not spotted. You're camping in the smoke. They can't pick you up. The only way they can pick you up is through radar and sonar, but that's going to be for high tier. So you don't really have to worry about that as a new player, about sonar or radar yet. But you could just sit in your smoke screen here and just absolutely light the living crap out of him. This is where you could get some good damage in, because you're forcing the battleship back. He has no clue. He can't spot you. Neither can the destroyer spot you unless the destroyer gets absurdly close. But we already know this destroyer is pretty much long gone. I'm just going to dump some torpedoes in the smoke to make sure that he is gone. And I'm going to slow down again because the battleship got spotted. You're going to want to try and kill the battleship once it gets low. Don't worry about that. Let your teammates take care of that. I'm just shooting because I'm trying to set a fire on him. And if I set a fire on him, that's just going to continuously run on him. Just getting little damages on him. But this is a good time for me to now start moving because there's no destroyer here. He's gone. He retreated. So, and the battleship, we just absolutely pushed back. Again, it doesn't matter about damage in this match. It matters of how good of a teammate you can be and how effective you can be. That's basically what this game is based upon. But you as the destroyer, you play the most important role in this battle. And me and another destroyer are still in this game. And holy fetch, she got over there. That's ridiculous. Holy fetch, she got over there fast. Okay, so another thing as a destroyer player, if you're going to go with the destroyer line, you need to find a destroyer line that fits your playstyle. So when I mean playstyle, I mean what DD speaks your language. Like, what DD fits like how you played the game. Like, what DD are you going to perform in? What nation has the best DD that you can perform in? You need to experiment. Do not be afraid to experiment new DDs. Okay, another thing about being a destroyer is that you don't want to get spotted very often, obviously, because if you get spotted, you're going to get cooked. So torpedoes, sneaky things to use against enemy ships, and like you're a major role because you can death strike pretty much anything with your torpedoes. Like, torpedoes are lethal. That's what makes the destroyer a major role in this game, but also your concealment. I'm not spotted because I have low concealment. If you look at the top left next to my map, that little eyeball that's blue right now, when that flashes orange, that means I'm spotted. and obviously the game will notify you when you get spotted. 5.4 is my detect right now. That means they only can pick me up from 5.4 kilometers, and then it shows the kilometers on the Isuzuchi. Right now it's 8.4. That's how far away he is. If he closes that distance on me, that's showing that he's going to get closer and closer. And once he gets to my detectability, he's going to pick me up. So just another tip there. Just be careful with your concealment. See now I'm spotted. That lets me know that the destroyer is now close to me, and now he's shooting me. That means the whole entire, like, everyone on the map can see me. Everyone on the mini map can see me. All the enemy teams can, like, the enemy team can see me. So I gotta be careful, and I'm gonna try and take out this Shen Yang, which I will. He's not gonna beat me in this fight. He's gonna try and smoke up because look, this is his get out of jail free card. So I'm gonna have to smoke up too because I'm spotted, and if I stay spotted, I'm gonna get smoked. But we kill the Shen Yang, and I'm gonna like stay in my smoke screen because now it's just me as the destroyer left. This is where the game's pretty much going to go into our team's favor because I'm in the DD. I'm the only one left. All there is battleships. They have really nothing to counter me because I have a low detect, and I also have the smoke screen. And since I'm sitting in the smoke screen, I can just shoot. Okay, so when you're in your smoke screen, you're probably wondering like, hey, can they pick me, like, detect me in smoke? Like I said, ships that get close to you, they will pick you up. But also, if you look on the top left again, it shows how it's got that little smoke canister there. That just means you're in the smoke screen, and that's your detect when you're in smoke screen. So if the ship gets to 2 kilometers and you're in the smoke screen, that's when they can pick you up. Okay, another major important role as a destroyer is that, again, you need to be a team player. So if you see a ship or a teammate that is like, and sadly I couldn't demonstrate this in this match, but if you see a teammate that is low on health or is getting absolutely bombarded by the enemy team, set a smoke screen for them. Let them go dark, because if they're in a smoke screen, it reduces their detectability and they're able to go dark, which means the enemy team cannot like pick them up, shoot them anymore because they're dark, like they're not picked up anymore. So as a DD, make sure to set a smoke screen for your teammates. Being a team player, that way you're like, your teammates don't die really fast right out the gate. That's the game right there. Those are some tips and tricks for playing as a DD, or at least my perspective is playing as a DD. But you need to be really effective and play as a team player. Look, 33,000 damage. Who cares? I do not care for damage. My goal was to take a cap and be effective. I was able to kill 2 ships using my torpedoes and also be effective with my shells. Like, if I know I am a gunboat destroyer, I will set a smoke for myself or my teammates, and we can be able to shoot whatever's in front of us if it's spotted by, anyone else. But setting a smoke screen for your teammate is also very effective because if their ship's spotted, they can be able to shoot that ship without being spotted because they're in a smoke screen. Same thing with you. You could be able to shoot ships in a smoke screen because you won't get spotted as well. So another important thing, we end up number 2 on the list. It's all right. But we end up number 2 on the list is because we took a cap and we were very effective as a team. 33,000 damage. Like, yeah, it's not the best in the world. Like, who cares? Like, it doesn't really matter because we're playing as a team. We're trying to win the game. The goal is to win the game, not be MVP all the time. It's playing as a team. MVPs are team players, not just like trying to get damage and everything. And you want to know another key reason to why people get high damage games is because they play as a team. The team is what helps the player like carry. Like, yeah, there could be one player that carries to get a high damage game, but it's also because the teams helped them find those targets and they were able to use their skills and to take out those targets efficiently. Like, that's what I was able to do as a Clemson. That was probably a really good game in Clemson, but it's the team that allows the player to be able to play good, like that good player, whoever it is. It's based on the team. You can't beat a whole team by yourself without a team. And obviously the 1v9s, that's a different story. Again, you have every nation in the palm of your hands. You can explore and test new destroyer lines. Like, there are so many destroyers in Japan. They are torpedo boats. You got the UK. I have not experienced the UK nor German as much. Same with the French, because I kind of found my destroyer line, but also I need to be me myself. I need to experience more of these DDs as well. But you have every nation with different types of destroyers, with different types of abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. Like, you just got to experiment with it. And I know the Pan-Euros are pretty good too. But you need to find that DD line that best fits you. And this game is a grind, but it's a lot of fun when you're having fun in the ship, but also just experimenting with it. So next, we're going to get into cruisers. Okay, so the boats that I'm playing right now, these are boats that fit my playstyle at this tier. There are way different boats that fit my playstyle at tier 4, 5, 6, 7, so on, so on. It's kind of nice adapting to different nation ships at tiers because it allows you to have more diversity, and also you understand that ship a lot better and allows you to be better as a player and not just be one set heart on one ship. Look, I was the same thing with battleships. I would only play battleship tier, and then once I got pretty much a lot of battleships, I was like, okay, I kind of want to experiment with a destroyer line and a cruiser line. And I understood that by playing the cruiser and destroyer line. I've been through the ups and downs, the lowest and the highs. Like, you have to experience all that in order to understand how to play as a cruiser, destroyer, battleship, yada yada. Or if you have that one tech line, and then you have to understand, you know, the other lines that you don't understand as well. So, cruiser line, I would probably say, cruisers are a lot of fun. They've got torpedoes, they've got guns, they can be effective on all aspects. And we're going to show it in this match, and I will show you guys how to play as a cruiser at this tier, or for you new players. Okay, so the horn is wild. Okay, so your goal as the cruiser is to be effective for your team, and also, again, team player. Team player is the key for every ship, like every ship, destroyer, cruiser, battleship, carrier. Team player. You need to be a team player for your team if you want to win games. Like, you need to be helping your team. You also need to be effective on your team. Now, if you look at the abilities I have a fighter plane. That's effective against aircraft carriers with bombs coming our way. If the carrier's on our side, which he's not, that means I don't have to worry about the carrier right now. I don't have to use my fighter planes. I'll probably have to use them later when I go find the carrier if we win our side. I also have sonar. So sonar, if you look at the bottom right, it says spotting range of sonar, 3.5. So if a ship is in 3.5 kilometers of my sonar, they're automatically going to get detected, and you're going to be free to blow them up. This is effective against destroyers. Now, I said there wasn't sonar at this tier. I lied. I thought there wasn't. I forgot that I run Duguay Troun, and this is my go-to ship at tier 3 as a cruiser. Okay, so it looks like the bombers are actually coming this way, so we're going to send the fighter plane out. And the reason why I send the fighter plane out is because it's going to counter the bombers and allow me not to take as much damage. But as a cruiser player, you kind of want to stick behind islands. Islands are going to be your best friends. Here come bombs. Ouch. Islands are going to be your best friends because they're going to allow you to have cover, and also you can shoot over islands without getting spotted, and I'll show you how to do that. Because battleships, they're going to be very effective against you. Now, I like to get into this view of camera and see if I'm going to hit this guy. So we're going to go ahead and shoot. I don't get anything over. I get like maybe a couple shells, but the island glitch is never going to go away. If you see a cruiser broadside, load up armor piercing. Luckily, I mean not luckily, I am not using armor piercing right now, but see how I didn't get spotted and I was able to hit him? It's because I'm using the island. If you use the island, it doesn't let you get detected because you're behind an island. We're going to load up armor piercing for this guy. So I'm spotted. That means the battleship or the cruiser has spotted me. You need to be careful as a cruiser, because if you get spotted and you don't know what's spotting you, you're going to be in a world of hurt. You want to be able to be effective against other cruisers. You're also going to want to be very effective against destroyers, because cruisers are like a destroyer's worst nightmare. Cruisers can blow the living snot out of a destroyer, and destroyers are key roles in this game, right? So right now the battleships are kind of getting really aggressive right now. So it's gonna be a little tough because you're gonna have to take some hits, and sometimes those hits are gonna hurt a lot. So you need to learn how to like be effective and to be able to try and get rid of these guys. So torpedoes are gonna be really nice to have against these battleships, and that's a battleship's worst nightmare is a destroyer and torpedoes coming right at them. But also you want to keep yourself angled. Now for me, My ship is paper thin, so being angled doesn't really matter. I'm going to get penetrated just like that. But this battleship was not thinking, and he's going to eat all these torpedoes. And down he goes. Death strike. So cruiser, you want to use the islands as your cover to shoot over the islands and to be able to take out battleships, destroyers, and cruisers. That way you're not getting spotted and, you know, getting the living crap smacked out of you. You also can be spotting, like you can do spotting as well. What else can you do? Oh, hello. I'm surprised he didn't shoot me. I need to back up hard here, though. I'm gonna die, though, however. And that's not a good thing. Alright, so you're about to die. I mean, for me, since I'm about to die, I need to be very effective. Got double citadels on that cruiser. Yeah, I'm gonna die here.
The ship is on fire.
Yeah, so I'm dead. But look, he got a double strike. But look, I got flesh wound. So another thing as a cruiser, there's like multiple strategies you could do. So I got a little aggressive there, but also I like to use island cover. There's different ways you could play as a cruiser. I like to use islands, and I like to hide behind them and start shooting over the islands. Use the islands to, you know, reduce my spotting, because the island is covering me, and I could just shoot from the island and I won't get spotted. I just have to find those angles on the island where I can shoot them and where I cannot get spotted. Another strategy is you could sail around like kind of the back of the map and like shoot around in the open ocean, but you have to be you have to be very good at maneuvering, adjusting your speed, like full to backwards, backwards to full. Like, you have to be very effective with that. And also, do not sail broadside the whole time. You will get blown up. And also, and I know it's gonna be kind of cringe when I say this, but I know the World of Warships channel, there's like knowledge is key. It really is in this game. Like, knowledge is key. If you understand your ship and you know what overmatches you and stuff, you'll understand like how to play that boat, and also to know what the biggest threats are for you. And you guys already knew, like when I saw the battleships coming right at me, I knew that they were gonna smack the living shiz out of me. And I'll tell you why, because next we are going to learn overmatching, and then next we'll learn battleship tactics. Okay, so you guys just witnessed was Isuzuchi beating the living crap out of me in that last match, or the demonstration I was showing you to play as a cruiser. So the Isuzuchi has 305mm guns. So you take 305 and you divide that by 14.3. The reason I say you divide by 14.3 is because on the World of Warships channel they showed like the shell types that everyone's using in their ships, or I guess in the ships they're using 14.3 millimeters shells that's being shot out of every ship. So you do 305 divided by 14.3, so that is 21.32. So ships with 21.32 millimeter armor can be overmatched. So 21.32 or lower can be overmatched. So when I say overmatched, that means the guns of the ship, so the main battery, so your main guns that you shoot all the time, you can just literally shoot the ship from like the front of the boat. Like the Isuzuchi overmatches itself. So if you punch through the front of that and you aim at the waterline, you could be able to get his citadel. The citadel is right there. They have a whole armor scheme that you can see on your ships. You could punch through the front of the boat. So if you have a battleship with 305mm guns, you can overmatch 21mm of armor, 21.32, millimeters of armor, and you can punch through the front of that ship and deal a lot of damage because your guns are bigger than the armor they have. So this is really important because when you get to high tiers, it's going to be important to know this knowledge. Again, knowledge is key. Okay, so the reason why the Isuzuchi was able to beat the living snot out of me was because, look, it overmatches 21mm of armor with its main guns. Look, it can hit me anywhere. My citadel is above water. So the highlighted section is the citadel. If you're able to hit that spot on a ship, it does a lot of damage, and you get the citadel icon that pops up. So if you know where the citadel is on a ship, it is key knowledge to how to beat a ship, like badly. If you know the scheme armor of ships, you'll be able to beat the living snot out of them. Next, we're gonna go over battleships. Now, battleships, you guys see me all the time playing my American battleships, and I love my American battleships. So that's what we're gonna be playing. And I don't know why I don't have camo on this thing. Let's run the USA camo on it. All right, battleship. This is my main, and when I say it's my main, this is the go-to for me. But battleships, you kind of want to hang around in the back because these things are snipers. Now, it depends on the build you go for. Different battleships have different abilities. There are ones that can be snipers and ones that can be brawlers and close range battleship fighters. Some have really good secondaries, which secondaries you don't control on your own, but you can control by like having, look on the right side of my screen, SB priority means secondary battery priority. And then at the bottom left, as you can see, I have 3 heals. The heals are able to heal your ship and be able to recover health that you lost. You cannot recover health when you eat citadels. Citadels, like if you take citadel hits, you cannot recover that health back. Like it's gone because it's damaged a major part of your ship. But battleships, they are to deal devastating damage. That's what the main guns are for. And you can run builds to reduce your reload time. The reload time takes quite a while, but look, we deal a lot of damage. And if you understand overmatching, which is going to be important later on in higher tiers, and especially at this tier 2 actually, if you understand overmatching in battleships, you'll know what you can overmatch and absolutely like just blow up, because battleships have massive guns, and whatever armor a cruiser, a battleship, a destroyer has, well, you obviously overmatch a destroyer. They have light armor. Like the armor doesn't really matter on a destroyer because you will penetrate that thing like no other. If you understand your gun size and what ships you overmatch, you will be able to be very effective on the field. But to play as a battleship, you need to be kind of out in the back of the map. Again, this is from a sniper perspective. I play as a sniper battleship. That's the play style I play. I stay in the back of the map and I start shooting whatever gets spotted. This is where the DD comes in play, because the DD picks up all the targets and the battleship is able to shoot those targets, right? That's why I say a DD player is very important. The DD is very important because it allows the battleship and the cruiser to have that intelligence. That's why people say, hey, I need intelligence data, because that's letting them know, hey, I need something to shoot at, I need spotting. So communication is key, and also being a team is also important. But I'm taking a shot in Nevada here, and I get a good 12k out of him. That's because if you look on the mini-map, which again, mini-map is important as a battleship player, if you see what their angle is at and you can't see them through like the island, and if you know you can lob this island, you can take the shot. And if you understand what their positioning is on the mini-map, you're like, okay, I can smack them at that position. Because sometimes when you shoot at another battleship, they can deflect your shells and you won't do as much because of that armor, and your gun isn't strong enough to, you know, break that armor and go through. But there's also a thing called superstructure on the battleship, and if you aim high on the battleship, you will be able to do a lot of damage, because the superstructure is probably the lightest armor on the battleship, because it's superstructure. It's just literally buildings on your battleship. So if you aim like a little higher on the battleship, you'll be able to smack them. Now another thing is a battleship is you want to be careful with destroyers. If you're getting in a fight with a destroyer, it's important to get rid of them, but also if you do not kill that destroyer, you have to wait a long time for a reload. That's why I say a battleship's worst fear is a destroyer. And that's because they have torpedoes and they have faster guns. So like, look, if I shoot at this destroyer, which he's gonna go dark, I get a lot of damage on him. But look, I have to wait a while, and if I don't kill him, he's gonna dump torps like this, and it's gonna hurt a lot. So you also have torpedo protection. Some battleships have better like torpedo protection, and you know they can reduce more of that damage. But look, I'm gonna aim high on Nevada. And the reason I do that is because he's angled. I cannot penetrate him whatsoever at the angle because that ship is armored. So I'm going to aim high and I get a lot of damage because I aimed high. I'm obviously dead here because it's a destroyer. I can't do much. He's in his smoke screen. He's going to dump torps. It's a Japanese destroyer as well. So yeah, the superstructure. It is a light part of the battleship where you can absolutely smack it with your shells. Now, some battleships have armor piercing that does more damage and high explosives that do more damage. The UK line is mostly the high explosives. Armor piercing shells allow you to penetrate like the pretty much entire battleship. So let's say the Isuzuchi is broadside and I have a really good shot. My armor piercing shells are going to be able to do a ton of damage. If I load up HE shells, they're just going to shatter on that. They'll deal fires and do damage, but they're not going to do a ton of damage like armor piercing shells would. HE is good for the superstructure. This highlighted portion right here. If you have an HE shell battleship, you're going to want to shoot at the superstructure. You're going to want to aim high on that. But if you have armor piercing shells, you're going to want to aim at this entire hull of the ship, like the highlighted portion that I'm trying to highlight right now. Yeah, this highlighted portion right here. You're going to want to hit there. But again, if they're angled like this, like if they're at this angle, they're going to be able to deflect your shells and you're not going to do much. Like you have to wait for the angle to open up on them. So if they're broadside like this, you can be able to smack the living crap out of it. You're going to want to hit the middle of that ship, or, you know, you have to anticipate where the shot is. Because if you understand their citadel, like Isuzuchi here, like look, his citadel is in between the third turret and the fourth turret. His citadel is right there. So if you guys aim right there or anticipate it where your shells are going to hit, you're going to blow this thing up. But if this thing is angled, like let's say beginning of the game, again, your shells are not going to do much. But at the beginning of the game, there's a thing called deck armor. And again, if you overmatch, your shells are going to go right through the deck. See that highlighted section right here on Isuzuchi? Your shells are going to go right through that deck, and they're going to deal damage like on top of the ship. Like they're going to do a lot of damage at the beginning of the game on the top of the ship. So we're going to show the deck armor right here. There's deck armor right there. So just keep that in mind. If you can overmatch through the deck, your shells are going to go through the deck and into the ship's like eternal inside the ship, and it's going to deal damage. That's kind of the beginning of the game right now, or at the beginning of a game. But again, if the ship is angled, they're going to be able to deflect. See this little icebreaker right here? And you guys can grill me all you want. I'm calling it an icebreaker. But you see this little highlighted orange section right here? Some battleships have this, and that is called an icebreaker. Now, sometimes the icebreaker could be cut like halfway by other ships, and I've been grilled by it before, and I find it really annoying. I just call it an icebreaker anyway. But this is an icebreaker. So if I were to take my battleship and see how it's 76 millimeters of armor, if I take my Isuzuchi guns, for example, 305 millimeters, we divide that by 14.3, that's 21 millimeters of armor that I overmatch. I do not overmatch this. My shells are going to shatter or ricochet off that, because if I aim low at the Isuzuchi, my shells are not going to be able to like penetrate through it, because this ship has like this armor on it that's going to have it deflect. So keep that in mind. That again, knowledge is key. You guys need to do your studying. If you want to get good at this game, you need to understand what ships overmatch you and what ships don't overmatch you, and also understand the armor of your ship. You have this whole entire like section here, like you have this whole entire thing that shows you all the armor on the ship, what parts of the ship you can use to like keep yourself angled and deflect shells from other battleships. And it gives you like the stats of the ship, like it gives you everything. You also have the codex as well. The codex is here to help you new players to understand the game. Like look, armor review, it shows you guys like what kind of armor, and like it gives you information. It doesn't give you, I guess it doesn't give you that much information. It gives you the basics, but again, I'm showing you guys the like it gives you all this stuff right here. Like I would, if you're a new player, I would go over the codex. I know it's gonna be the most boring thing in the world, but it will pay off. And also, I hope this video pays off as well. There's the carrier. Now, I'm not gonna hop into a gameplay of a carrier, because simply the carrier is to hang out on the back of the map. So you're gonna want to move your carrier to the back of the map, or if a side, like if your team wins a side, you can head over to that side. But if you win a side or you hang in the back of the map, your goal as a carrier is to bomb and torpedo any ships. Again, the destroyer is the most important. So if you have an opportunity to bomb a destroyer, do it. If you have an opportunity to destroy a cruiser, do it. If you have an opportunity to do a battleship, potentially. Because the reason I say potentially on a battleship is because the deck armor could be really, really good. Alright, so the bombs, they could bomb a deck, and if the deck is really armored, you're kind of not going to do a lot of damage. But if you hit superstructure again, it's going to be very effective as the carrier. Torpedo bombers, you can use torpedoes are going to be really effective on battleships. They're very effective, and I mean very effective on destroyers and cruisers. So if you want to use torpedoes, you can use that on like destroyers, cruisers, and battleships. They're very effective. Bombers are to set fires and also to malfunction stuff on the ship. So really, that's all I know of carriers. That's really all you have to do as a carrier player. Okay, so the next thing is the tier 7 pulling out of crates. Now look, I don't blame you guys. Tier 7 is so fun. I love playing tier 7. Tier 7 is my favorite tier in this game. I would pick any tier. I would pick tier 7 out of anything. Tier 7 is so freaking fun. I freaking hate playing tier 8. Like tier 8, don't get me wrong. Tier 8 is fun. I love playing in Buffalo, Maine, Minnesota, sometimes Michelangelo. Legendary tier, I would probably prefer over 8. It's just 8. Tier 8's kind of weird right now. But it's probably going to be the new tier 7 if tier 9 comes out, yeah, and so on. But tier 7, look, I know you guys, like, you want to pull a tier 7 out and be like, oh my gosh, I got a tier 7 ship. It's so good, and I want to try it out. I really want to play it. Look, you can try it out, but let me get something straight here. Tier 7 is a completely different game from tier 3 and lower tiers, because the reason I say this is because there's a lot more things. Like, I play Black Bee, I have a radar. A radar is to pick something up, and I have it for a certain amount of time. So the reason I play Black Bee so much is because I have radar, but also I know how to play with that radar and how to be effective on my team. Now, I'm not going to go over it in this video because that's a whole different story. Look, AL Baltimore, you have sonar, radar. You also have all these upgrades. You can apply upgrades to your ships, but at tier 7 there are so many upgrades that you have to understand, play with, and find your best upgrades. But like, that's tier 7. Another reason I say tier 7 is because, look, and I'm going to be straight up, you're not ready for it. I know this sounds toxic, but you're not ready for it. If you're a new player and you pull the tier 7 ship out of a crate, look, put that off to the side right now and understand the game first. If you don't understand the game first, you're not going to understand the tier 7 ship. And also, if you play the tier 7 ship and you just got this game and you don't understand how to play it, you're probably going to call it bad. You're probably going to say, man, this ship sucks. Look, it's a good ship. Tier 7 ships are so good. But you need to understand that it's because you don't understand how to play the tier 7 ship, and that's also because you're new to the game. So look, I know I sound mean. I'm sorry if I do. But look, I'm trying to help you. Like, if you're a tier 3 player and you pull a tier 7, you're not ready for it. I'm sorry. I have to say that. I know tier 7's a lot of fun. It's a fun tier to play. And you can earn so much credits for it, but it's just you're not ready for it. But the way you can get ready for it is by playing tier 3 and so on and so on. That's why there's tier 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because if you just go tier 3 to 7, there's that big gap of what you're like missing on the experience of this game. Like, if you play tier 7, like if you have a tier 3 ship, let's say I got Phoenix and I just got a Baltimore. How do I play Baltimore? It's because I missed this whole experience of playing with tier 4, 5, and 6. Like, that's why there's these tiers, because it's allowing you to, every time you go up, it's because you understand how to play tier 3. Because look, once you, like, it's at the beginning of the game, like, once you understand how to play tier 1, which is the most simple thing, but it's teaching you, tier 1 is to help you play the game. Tier 2 is like, okay, let's add this. Tier 3, it's like, okay, we're adding this. Then tier 4, we're adding this. Tier 5, we're adding this. Like, so on and so on. You're learning new things as you go into the next tier of the ship. That's why I say you're not ready for tier 7, because you're going from tier 3 to 7. You're jumping. You're missing tier 4, 5, and 6, because tier 4, 5, and 6 have different game plays. They have different styles of how to fight. It has new things you get on those ships. So, like, that's why I say when you get a tier 7 crate, you need to wait. Once you understand how to play these ships, then you're good to go to play tier 7. Like, I would say, like, once you get to a tier 7 cruiser, it's like, okay, I already have one, so I might as well play it, because you're ready. You've been playing the game. So just another thing for the tier 7, crate pulling and stuff. Also, if you press D-pad, or not D-pad, like the joystick button, if you press down on that, it shows the advantages of the ships you have and disadvantages. Like they have this whole thing for you, advantages, disadvantages on these ships. It shows the whole thing. Again, I pressed down on it with the joysticks. It's the one you use to, is it look around? I honestly have no clue. It's your lower joystick. But if you just press down on it, it shows, look, it shows like the description of the ship and also the advantages and the disadvantages. This is really, really useful for you new players because it allows you to understand how to play these ships, and that's pretty awesome. See? Even shows battleships, shows aircraft carriers, their strengths and weaknesses. Like, it's all there for you. So, but that's just my take, especially legendary tier. Like, I know people are doing the Baru project, and look, they're getting these legendary ships, and they're just like, oh my gosh, I got a legendary ship. But like, let's say you're like tier, like you've been playing the game, and let's say you're like your highest tier is tier 5, and then you have this legendary ship. Look, legendary is a different game as well. Same thing with tier 7. You're not ready for legendary, and I had to learn legendary the hard way because once I got my first legendary ship, and guess what? That first legendary ship was Yamato. And I was like at tier 6 when I got Yamato. And I was like, oh my gosh, this could be a huge game, like huge game changer. I was like, I'm going to sell Yamato, make all these purchases on these other ships. That was a lie. You cannot sell legendary ships. So, just letting you guys know, you need to grind your butt off, but also you need to understand how the game works, and knowledge is key. And I hope this guide really shows you new players how to play the game, and I just showed that with you for tier 3 tier. And if you guys want a tier 4 episode, I could give it to you. Like, I'm open to you guys. Like, my whole purpose for this YouTube channel is to help you guys. Like, I'm not here to show, like, yeah, some competitive gameplay. Like, I enjoy being, like, having competitive gameplay, or like being like good at the game, showing my skills and stuff. But like, the whole point of this channel is that to show that I am not good at this game. I'm like, okay, like I have an understanding of the game. I'm not the best player in the world. Like, the whole point of this YouTube channel is to help you guys. Like, I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to go through the ups and downs. Like, I want to hear your guys' like feedback on like ships that you have while you're struggling, and I can help you out. Like, I've been playing this game for 6 years. It's 2025, right? Almost 6 years. But like, I want to let you guys know that this channel is here to help you, and I hope you guys can understand that, and I hope this guide helps you. And if you guys enjoyed this content, please subscribe. This video I put a lot of effort into this video. I've had to sit here and talk for a while, and also to get this footage for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it helps you on your journey as a captain in this game, because this game can be really tough if you don't know what you're doing. And I just want you guys to, perform to the best of your abilities in this game and understand which ships work for you and which ships don't, because this game is really fun, guys. It's really fun when you understand and also learn from these low tiers and going up to the high tiers. And again, just the tier 7 like pulling crate thing. It's amazing, like pulling something so good out of a crate, but it's just like, I need to put this off. I need to understand the game first before I get into this new tier 7 ship area, because it's, again, every tier is a different, like, it can be different. The game strategy can be different. Maybe it won't. It just depends on the ship and how the match goes down. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope this guide helps you guys out. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you new players, I hope you guys understand this. And I wish you guys good luck on your journeys on the seas.